Yeah. Hi.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Un momento.
Oh no, sorry.
Okay. Nathan, we good?
Yes.
Cool. Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our pre-match press conference ahead of our game against Leicester tomorrow. Usual rules apply, usual housekeeping. We'll start with the broadcast section, followed by a written section. It's embargo till 10:30. We'll have one question per person with a follow-up. No live tweeting through the live section. Paul Gilmore, that starts off.
Yeah.
Thanks, Callum. Hi, Antonio.
Yeah, first of all, good afternoon. Sorry for 10 minutes of delay. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Thank you.
Antonio, I just wondered if you have any team news updates, any players returning or any fresh injuries?
No, and we have the same situation, Arsenal situation before the game. Yeah, it was the same.
On the Arsenal game, what was your reaction to that match being postponed?
But I think the club made a statement, and I think that the club expressed our disappointment about the decision. Yeah, it was for sure a strange decision, but I think the club made an important statement to tell to tell about our disappointment for the decision.
We're seeing more games being called off because of injuries, COVID, and Africa Cup of Nations call-ups. What is the solution to all of this before it gets out of control and there are too many games to reschedule?
But I think that if Premier League decides to postpone games for injuries, it means that maybe they have to try to make a best schedule and to reduce maybe to play games, and if they don't want injuries and if they don't want the risk to postpone for injuries. But I repeat, and this is the first time in my life that there is a league that postponed the game for injuries. But this is very, very strange. I'm very surprised for this.
Thank you, Paul. Next, we'll go to Ivan Gaskell.
Hi, Antonio.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
So you will get to play, all being well, again on Wednesday night. You haven't lost in 8 games in the Premier League since October, but you now face 2 games in 5 days. The transfer window is open. I wonder how important you feel this next week, 10 days or so, is for the outcome of your season, and why?
I think that we have to try to continue to have a good result in the league. This is very important. We know very well that only after the international break the injuries players are ready to come back in our squad, and I think it will be very important to overcome this period because it's not easy. It's not easy to play many games, and especially if you have many injuries in your squad. And then we'll see what happens during this period of a transfer market. And in January is always an important period, and because if you can help the team, the squad, you have the opportunity, in this month to try to take the best opportunity.
You talk about opportunity. You have a number of games now to catch up, so there is potential there. First priority though is Leicester. I think they've won 2 out of the last 3 in the Premier League, and the other one they put 3 goals past Manchester City. They have, of course, not played very much. What challenge do they represent, since that's your next priority?
But for sure, and our priority is a Leicester game, and we know that we have to play against a really good team. That in the last years they won. They won a title, they won FA Cup, they won Community Shield, and they are showing that they are doing important things in England. And now Leicester is a reality, it's not a surprise.
Thanks, Ivan. Next we'll come to George Cummins.
Thanks, Callum. Antonio, I just wondered, who are you more annoyed with that Sunday's game was postponed? Are you more annoyed with Arsenal or are you more annoyed with the Premier League?
No, I think as I said to you before, that the club made a statement, and it was very clear to show our disappointment. Then it was disappointing because we prepared the game to play against Arsenal, and then the decision to postpone the game, it was for sure, it was very, very strange. But I repeat, and the club made a statement to show our disappointment about the whole environment, Tottenham environment, about this decision.
And are you surprised that clubs are letting players leave on transfers either via loan and then calling off the matches? Should they be allowed that they have to keep these players to play these matches? A lot of clubs are letting players go and then having matches postponed. What's your feelings on that?
But my feeling that when there is the situation to play, we have to play, and not to to postpone games for injuries, for international duty, or for I think that we have a big problem to solve, that is COVID, but only about this situation you can decide to postpone. Otherwise, for other situation, honestly, this is my first time in my life, and I think that I had a bit of experience in football to see this type of decision, and it was very strange because in this way anything can happen, everything can happen.
Cool, thank you, George. Alistair Gold, come to you next.
Hi there, Antonio. I'd heard that Tanguy Ndombele has been doing a little bit of individual training away from the group, I think maybe to work on his condition. And I just wondered if you could tell us why that is, the reasons for that.
But he's having a training session, and he's having analysis video and a training session also to keep a good form. And yeah, that's all.
Okay. And can I ask you, you mentioned the opportunities in the transfer market. Are you confident that you'll have at least one new player by the end of the window?
I honestly don't know. I know that transfer window in January is always very difficult, and I think it's more simple when you start the season, no? And to buy important player. In January is not easy, but at the same time we know very well that if there is the opportunity, and also if it's not the best opportunity, and but we need to do something. Also, if I repeat, this could be not the best opportunity, but we are in a situation that I think that we have to try to implement the squad, because the squad is not so big.
Cool. Thanks, Alistair. Alex Crook, come to you next.
Hi, Antonio. Just based on what you were saying there, obviously the Premier League, in a lot of their statements, are saying they're calling off games for player welfare. But do you fear it could have the opposite effect come the end of the season if you're having to play every 2-3 days to catch up with games? Are we going to see more injuries? Is that going to be worse for player welfare?
Yeah, but this is a situation that you can see in every team, not only 1, 2, 3 teams in every team. But it's normal when you have to play this number of games with this intensity in England, or you have a squad of 25, 26, 27 players, and you can make a rotation. Otherwise, and if you have to decide to play with always with the same players, and it's normal to have injuries, and I think that you have to be lucky. Small injuries and not to lose players for 1 month, 2 months, for example, and we lost Romero for 2 months, and now Sonny for 1 month, and sometimes it's very strange for me to listen about the welfare of the players. It's very strange because then. If you think that you have to, if someone has to think to the welfare of the players for sure, and you have to play less games, and especially you have to play games not in 2 days, 3 days, and otherwise why you speak about the welfare of the players? It's only an excuse, or only to tell something of stupid, in my opinion. Because the welfare of you protect the players to give them a rest, to play a rest. But if you want only to play, and for sure you can't play, you can't speak about the welfare of the players. It's very strange here.
And obviously, you've been in a situation in the European competition where you couldn't fulfil a fixture, you got a 3-0 defeat, and therefore are out of Europe. Do you think if the Premier League started punishing clubs with 3-0 defeats, we'd see less calls for postponement?
No, honestly, I don't know. I don't know, and it's not my job. This is not my task. I repeat, and I'm a coach, and for sure it's not simple, and to prepare the game, and then to prepare the game in every aspect, and then you arrive to play the game, and the game is postponed for strange reasons. For sure, this is not simple. Also because I repeat, and Tottenham was dropped off from Conference League, and because Premier League didn't want to move the game against Leicester. And then after a request of Leicester, if you remember, they postponed. But Tottenham was dropped from UEFA. This is very strange, no? And in this type of situation, there is a big of disappointment for us, especially for us that we work and we love this. We love football. We work a lot to try to play this competition, and then it's very difficult to accept this decision. You understand? Also because in the past the decision penalized you, and but I repeat, and we are here. We can talk 1 year. We can talk 1 day, and I understood that the situation is this, and we have to accept. But for sure, there is a big disappointment for the decision that they are taking.
Thanks for that. Got 2 questions left in this section. We'll come to Charlie Eccleshare first, then we'll finish with Johnny Veal. Charlie.
Thanks, mate. Antonio, just wondered with transfers, how much there's a requirement to get players out before you can bring players in.
But honestly, and this is a topic that it's right to talk in a private way, and not in front of media. And sorry, but I think that I won't be the first man to tell this, and not the last man. And I think about this situation, about this topic, the right thing to speak in a private way, and to try to find the good solution.
Cool, thanks, Charlie. Jonathan Veal, last question.
Hi, Antonio. You've just mentioned there the UEFA Conference League. I was just wondering what the club's situation was regarding an appeal that decision. Obviously, you spoke about that a few weeks ago, and you were very unhappy. Have the club appealed that decision?
But until now, and there is a decision that they dropped us, and I repeat, it was because Premier League didn't want to move the game against Leicester. This is the only reason. And then I repeat, Leicester asked to postpone the game, and Premier League postponed the game. I think that it was a big damage to Tottenham, no, from Premier League, and I think that you have to try to protect your team in Europe instead, and I think they penalized us in a bad way, honestly, in a bad way. And I repeat, we are big worker. We have passion for football. We like to do this, but I think that they have to show respect for our job.
So just to clarify, are you taking it to the Court of Arbitration, or are you accepting UEFA's decision?
But now I don't know. Now it's a task for the club, not for me. And I know that there is this decision in now, and I repeat, we were penalized, and from Premier League, not from UEFA.
Thanks, Jonathan. That concludes this section. We'll move on to